Still on justice for Mohbad. No justice, no peace. My people, Wunmi Cynthia Adebanjo, the said wife of late Mohbad, don't finally come out to she don't come out for live interview with the Chudi, can't talk her own side of the story. Hey, according to her, now wetin she get to tell us concerning wetin kpàì Mohbad be this, and Liam paternity and Mohbad property as a whole. My people, no be small matter o, no be small thing o. Make una come hear from Wunmi Cynthia Adebanjo so that una go fit judge this matter whether truth dey inside wetin she dey tell us or not. But before then, I still remain una humble girl Kiss, and me dey bring una latest of all legit info. If you never subscribe to this channel, make una dey help us dey subscribe, hit on notification bell so I dey go notify you anytime we drop latest ogbonge tori like this. Let's go there, guys.
You know, he was so constant in defending me. Like, he has granted over 50 interviews, if I'm not mistaken.
And you've got none.
So many interviews just to put people's mind into what you want to achieve. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And he has, let me just say, he has succeeded so far, because at least, let me say, like 80% of people now bullies me online without even getting to hear from me. And you know, that innocent baby too. The fact that people could believe the false narrative that was said about him, you know, and the fact that the person that's supposed to be his protector is now the one orchestrating this whole thing. Like, he has been building armies to attack us, you understand? And it's so painful, but there's nothing I can do to it. It's like nothing absolutely. I'm helpless at this point because I'm literally fighting for my life and the life of my child. So I feel like that is one thing, that is my focus, just to make sure that myself and my child, we are okay. I feel like that is the main reason why I'm here. Like, I just need to speak up.
Yeah.
So that, because I don't want to die. Because, you know, this same thing happened to my husband. You know, he was constantly bullied, like he was being lied on. You know, they almost cancelled him just because of different narrative, and he was unable to speak up too.
Yeah.
You know, and he actually speak up, but most people do not believe him. And you know, now he's dead. So I just feel like if my silence is not doing me any good. Because of that little boy, he will grow up to see all of this online, and he would ask me questions like, "Mommy, what did you do?"
Yeah.
So I want him to grow up to see me doing this for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I think, based on what I've read, your father-in-law has, I think there are two things that I have heard. I don't know if they are from him. One is that he has questioned whether yourself and your husband were married. Yeah. And two, he has questioned whether your husband is the father
Of my child.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the first one, you know, I know that as far back as 2003, if I remember correctly, a popular actress had gone online and confirmed that you guys were married, you know.
Yeah.
What is the exact status of that marriage thing? Because I think that's the first thing your other
I spoke about it was a traditional marriage, like yeah.
Which is recognized under the law.
Of course it is.
Right. So it wasn't an introduction.
No, it wasn't. The funniest thing is that he was even the one that made that possible. I mean, my father-in-law.
How so?
That is the funniest thing, because left me and my husband, we just wanted to live our life. Because we were young couples. Like, I was 23 when I got pregnant. Right. And so he was the one coming to us, because that man is actually my friend. Like, we were literally close.
Yes, I've seen some text messages.
We were very close. Like, he's like a father to me. You know, that is one thing that the media did not get to know. He's like he was my friend in that marriage. So it was even the one that came to me to tell me that, you know, I'm like, now that I'm pregnant, that we need to get things done. That if I was to be his daughter, he would never allow me to train my child in my husband's house, because he was not married, because he was not married to me. That I should go to my parents' house, I should get a list and send it to him.
So your father-in-law is the one that even encouraged you guys to.
That is the funniest thing. Left me, I won't get married, because you know, I knew my husband loved me and he knows I love him too. So we just want to live our life. Right. So he was even the one that initiated that marriage.
Right. And he was present, of course, during the marriage.
He was the happiest. He called me early morning on my introduction, on my marriage, on my engagement day. I think around 6 a.m. He called me to pray for me. Like, he was the happiest that day. He was the happiest.
And now he's saying that marriage did not happen.
Yeah, because you know, my husband is not here to defend me. It's so sad, Mr. Chudi. It's really sad. Well, That's the core reality I now have to face. It's really sad, honestly.
Then the one that, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine now. Thank you.
Okay. Then he questioned the paternity of the child.
Yeah.
How did you hear that your father-in-law was questioning the paternity of your child?
I got to know online.
So he came online and did a video.
He never called me. He never called any of the family members to ask for the DNA of Liam.
So he just came online and said, nobody's not the father of the child.
I swear to God.
Did you call him after that?
Of course I did.
And then what did he say?
He didn't say anything. He was just saying, why do you have to take Liam away from him? Like, he did, like, I was expecting him to talk about the pattern, like, ask me for the DNA, I'm your daughter-in-law. He never did. Even when I called him, the word he was telling me was, why do you have to take Liam away from him?
So it's like he's punishing you for...
Yeah.
Is there nobody in the family that can call him?
To order?
Yes.
He's the head of the family. I think he should be in his late 50s. Right. So he's the head. So I don't think there should be anybody somewhere that would, because he knows what to do, he knows the right thing. But he's just using the DNA as a tool to punish me. To punish my son and I. Yeah.
When's the first time you asked for a DNA testing for me?
So when the DNA negative came out, at first I didn't take it serious because I was like, who is this guy asking for the DNA of my child? Like, who is in the grand scheme of things? Like, this guy is nobody to us. So why is he asking for the paternity?
Who is the person that asked?
I don't want to mention his name.
Right. Was this a blogger?
Like, social media.
Social media content creator.
Why is he asking for the DNA of my child? Yeah. So at first I didn't take him serious. Not until my father-in-law started talking about it. And I had to put a call through to him. I called him, I asked him, like, Daddy, what really happened? Like, why are you doing this to Liam? And he kept on saying, why do you have to take him to my mother-in-law's place? Does it bear my mother-in-law's surname? Like, what effort do I have to take him to my mother-in-law's place and not his own house in Ikorodu? Is he not the owner of his grandchild? I still try to tell him, Daddy, I'm scared because we've been going out there to say different things about me. But I'm scared, like, you cannot keep doing this and expect me to bring Liam to you. And he was like, okay, it's a problem, and he hung up. So I was expecting him to talk about the DNA, but he never did. So I think, the next day he went on live on TikTok, on Instagram, like, to talk about the DNA again. Like, he was trying to talk about it like almost every day. So I think 3 days after I called him again. Like, I wanted to ask him, like, what does he really want? Like, I really want him to stop going out there to defame my baby. But he didn't pick up my calls. I called him repeatedly for like a week, but he did not pick up. So I stopped calling. So I think around November, he sent a message to my lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, he sent a message to my lawyer that I should bring Liam to him, that he wants to perform a DNA test on him. So my lawyer sent him to me, and I told my lawyer that I am scared. Like, I'm scared to take my baby to him because he has gone out there to say so many defamatory things about me. He has said it publicly that he hates me so much. Like, he even went as far as trying to cajole my brother-in-law to lie, like, to implicate me one way or the other. Because he said it online that I used to put substance in my husband's food.
Who said that?
My father-in-law. Then I would go and F around after. Because he never knew it was my brother-in-law that prepared my husband's last meal. So when we got to realize that it was my brother-in-law, he put a call through to my mother-in-law. But fortunately, I was with her that day. So he just called to tell her that, he just got to know that it was Adura that prepared my husband's last meal. That Adura and Mama should come over to his house in Ikorodu so they will know how to package the whole thing and put it on my head. I was so fortunate to be Mama that day because I had to put it on record. And,
So you have a recording of this?
They should, so that they will know how to put it on my head. What if it was poison that killed my husband? Adura should come to him because he does not want to lose another child because Now, he didn't know that it was my brother that prepared his last meal, and he has gone out there to talk about me putting something in his food. Because now we do not know the result, what the autopsy would bring. Like, what if the autopsy said he died of poison? I'm so grateful that I was with my mother that day, because it's not still I had the intention of recording it, but I just had to do the recording because his intention was really bad.
Yeah.
And for him to have thought of something like that, I feel like this man does not have my best interest at heart. But I was so fortunate to pay my mother that day, so I had to put that thing on record.
Mr. Black essentially means that your father-in-law wanted to accuse you of murdering your husband.
He has tried. There is nothing he has not said.
Please tap.
So when he got to realize that it was my brother, but I know that people stopped that poisoning narrative. Then he moved to many other ones. Yeah. So I tried to explain to my lawyer that these are the things that this man has been trying to do.
Yeah. So your lawyer is different from your husband's lawyer, the one that is angry.
Yes. So I tried to explain to my lawyer that these are the things that this man has been trying to do to my son and I. I'm scared to take my child to him. So my lawyer said the best way we could go about it is to get a court order, so that the court can be in charge of it, and so that the court can also monitor the process. And once the DNA is done, the both parties will be at peace. And I said, okay, no problem, if that's the case. Then my lawyer sent him a letter, sent his lawyer a letter to tell him to get a court order. But they refused to acknowledge it. And we're just going online, going to different TV stations, talking about DNA. Oh, Liam is bastard, Liam, just constantly bashing that innocent baby. And I think around January 2024, I was forced to post something on my Insta story because I got tired. I'm human. And the whole thing, because the whole bashing was really getting too much. People were literally coming to my DM, threatening they were going to kill me, saying my child is a bastard. Why would I give my husband a bastard? Because they really do not know the game my father-in-law is playing with me. So I was frustrated, and I had to post something on my Insta story. I made it known that I have been ready for the DNA, but my father-in-law has refused to do the needful. I told him to get a court order, which he has refused, and no amount of bullying can make me take my child to him because I'm scared. Because I know people do not know the bad things he has been doing, because I didn't say anything publicly, I didn't address anything, because I feel like let me just be the bigger person in this situation. So I think around February 2024, he submitted an application at the magistrate court in Ikorodu, DNA application. His lawyer himself and my lawyer were present. I was not there. So the court gave them a summon letter to give me. Yeah, and immediately they gave them summon letter. My lawyer walked up to them to request for it. They refused. They didn't give him. But my lawyer was really trying to convince them that they know I no longer stays in my husband's rented apartment. That they should just give it to him so that he will know how to get it across to me on time, so we can just get things done. But they insisted that they were not going to give him. And the next day they went to my husband's rented apartment. They pasted the paper on the wall. They took a picture and sent it to blogs, and blogs, it was all over blogs, and people started bashing me as usual because they actually thought the summon letter is a court order. Most people do not even know. If I was not in this mess, I wouldn't even know what a summon letter is. Because it was later that my lawyer made me understand that a summon letter is like an invitation letter. I was invited to the court. So people started cursing me, saying, "Oh, now they have given me the court order. Now I am on the run. Now I'm nowhere to be found," because they really do not understand what it is, and because of the narrative that's been going on. So I think around April, we had a court sitting, and when we got to, because I was not present, so it was my lawyer, his lawyer, and my father-in-law. Then we had a court meeting, and the judge asked us to go home and to mediate. That it is a family issue, and it is something that we could settle amicably. That we should just mediate. That he knows that both parties are angry, and we should just look for a way to talk about it and reach a conclusion. The two parties were unable to mediate. While all this was happening, my father-in-law was still going all out for Liam to paint the narrative like, oh, I'm still running, like maybe like the DNA, like there's nothing, like I've not accepted to do it, like yeah, like it's still going all out there to defame my baby as usual. And I think so we were unable to mediate, and the court was adjourned till I think May
of 2024.
Yeah, 2024. We went back to court again. The judge asked us to go back home and mediate again. The second
Were you
time,
in court on this day?
Yes, I was in court.
Right. And your father-in-law was also in court?
Yes, he was also in court.
So you saw him?
I saw him. I saw him.
Did he talk to you?
No, he did not. So the second time, the judge asked us to go back to mediate, and we had a meeting. My lawyer, his lawyer, myself, and himself, like we sat down on the same table. And I told them that I do not have any issue with doing a DNA test. That I just want one thing for my father-in-law. And what I want from him is just please stop defaming Liam. And it makes me sad, you know, that I wouldn't even mind if it's coming from outside that, because I feel like they don't really matter in Liam's life. But the fact that it is coming from his grandfather, it breaks me. And I can, like, it's not something I can just, like, I really need him to stop it. Like, once he stop, I don't have any business, I don't have any problem with him. I will definitely get the DNA done. And he said it to my face, like he said it himself, that he was going to stop. Like that day we had a conversation. He said it.
So face to face,
yes.
he told you he would stop.
Yes. Like I even tried to tell him about like the people supporting him that has been bullying me and my child, and he told me on that seat that he does not know them. That in fact, his lawyer wants to write some of them to stop working for him because most of the things they do, he's not the one asking them to do it. Like he said it to my face, and I said, okay, no problem. The next day, my father-in-law went to Berekete to start defaming him again.
Sorry, I'm confused. So you're saying the court ordered you guys to mediate.
After the mediation,
we
went to Berekete.
You sit down with him. He tells you face to face.
The way we sat, the way we just sitting here. That was how we
that he's going to stop.
He promised me he was going to stop.
Then the next day he was on Berekete radio.
He went to Berekete radio to start defaming Liam again, calling Liam. Said Liam is a Muslim name. Liam's placenta was given to the alleged father, to the alleged father, you know, so many things again. When he knew so well that it was my husband that buried that placenta, because I could remember vividly. We were in the same room together, and he had actually asked for the placenta, and my husband responded to him, saying his mother is not the one in that house, that he cannot trust him with his son's placenta, and he never argued with him. No, but because my husband is not alive to defend his son. Yeah. You know, he went and Berekete to say so many things like, I'm still waiting for the DNA. Even after we've already had the discussion a day before. And, you know, giving the impression like I'm still running, like, I don't want to do the DNA. And, you know, just for people to keep bashing me. Like, you just want that social media attention on me. Yeah. And, you know, trust people. You know, most people had based on their emotions. Yeah. And you know, trust people to always come true for him. People kept on coming for me, bashing me, calling my baby different, you know, names. And we went back to court. I told the judge that to please help me to beg my father-in-law that there is one issue I have with him. And the issue is the fact that he's always going out there to defend my baby. That I will be the happiest woman being on earth if he could just stop. I can control the public, but I feel like they don't really matter in Liam's life. They don't know him. But like the fact that it is coming from that man, it is breaking me. Yeah. You don't understand. Like this man is supposed to be the one protecting him. Like this thing is strange. I've never heard of something like this before. Like a grandfather being mean to his grandchild that way. And the judge tried to speak to him to please stop. I'm not asking for too much, but he has tried to take my right away from me as a woman. But this is the least he could do. Like he should just please stop talking death on Liam's name. He promised me at the court that he was going to stop too. The next day he was on TikTok live, granting interview, calling Liam, saying Liam has bow leg. They don't have such a child in their family. Liam's face looks older than his face. Him that almost 50, 60 looks younger than Liam. There's nothing he did not say. He said so many
on TikTok live.
It's the truth. It sounds funny, but I'm being sincere with you. Like all of these things, like they are videos. So I've been trying to delete those things out of my memories because the might keep saying it, the more it's
content.
yeah, it's
I'm going to ask you a tough question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a tough question. Somebody's going to be watching this scene and say, so why don't you just do the DNA test?
So my lawyer wrote them a letter that his client is ready for the DNA. That is the beginning of the problem.
Okay.
My father-in-law granted like 15 interviews in a month.
So because he knows that you're not ready for the DNA,
oh my
so
God,
the
backlash was, oh my God, he went almost everywhere. Almost every TV station to talk about this DNA, to defame Liam, to say so many things that will convince people like, oh, truly this boy is a bastard. You know, like he said a lot.
Okay.
It even went as far as saying my husband wanted to throw my baby inside Third Bridge. There is nothing he has not said. I thank God for the spirit of his silence that he gave me. You know, it was not easy for me because you know I'm a mother. This is my child. After they received that letter, so his lawyer also sent a message to my lawyer, and they listed their conditions.
Conditions for what?
For the DNA.
I don't understand. Okay, what are the conditions?
Yeah, so they listed so many things, but out of the conditions, they listed 3 things that I told my lawyer to take out of it, to take, like, to remove, to decline. They said once the DNA is done, I shouldn't tell the public the result of the DNA. All of these things are written. They are written documents. He said I should not tell the public the result of the DNA. That it should be between the 2 parties.
I don't understand. So they wanted you to go and do a DNA, and then not to tell the public that.
No, the thing is, he knows that Liam is his grandchild.
But that doesn't make sense because
he knows that once DNA is done,
yes, the
attention will be shifted from him to Liam. You know, most people, they just want to know, like most of my husband die-hard fans just want to know if this child truly belongs to.
So once they know, the matter is end.
He knows that the DNA, you know, that is the tool, that is the only tool he has been using to fight us.
Yeah.
And he knows that once the DNA is done,
yes,
the attention will be shifted from him to Liam. Because you know, Liam is a baby.
Yeah.
He needs all the love and attention from people.
Yeah. So one of the things you declined was not to talk about.
Not to talk about to anybody, not even the press.
Okay.
Secondly, he said I should not sue him once the DNA is done. You know, because he knows, like he has said so many defamatory words. Thirdly, he said he wants to be in Liam's life as his guardian.
The same Lillian that he had called a bastard and said he wants to pray that your husband wants to pray Wunmi to be brave.
Yeah.
And the same Lillian that you're saying is
all of these things I'm saying is written in case you want to see.
Yes.
He said he wants to be in his life as his guardian. I told my lawyer to remove those things. I don't want to see it.
Any of those things.
Like any of those things. Like he should remove it. But my lawyer is an elderly person. He's also from Ekiti. So you know, in one way or the other, they are combined, like they are bind together in one way or the other. So my lawyer said I should just please
accept them.
I don't accept the third one where he said he wants to be in Liam's life. Because you know he has a way of manipulating the public. That once the DNA is done, he might just go out there to start saying, oh, I don't want him to see his son only surviving child, and you know, I should just allow that
to pass
third one. And I said, okay, but I hope he will not tell me that he wants Liam to come over to his house to spend the weekend. That any of their meeting I must be there.
The lawyer said, of course.
Yes. I said, okay, if that is the case, no problem. After they already reached an agreement, so we went back to court. We had another court sitting. I was not present at the court that day, but my lawyers, his lawyers and himself, they were at the court, and they told the judge that the 2 parties have reached an agreement. And if the judge was, because my lawyer said the judge was even happy, so that we can just get things sorted and move on. So the lawyer had to tell my lawyer to call me on a video call so as to confirm if truly I am ready for it. And I spoke to the judge on the phone. And I made her understand that I'm ready for the DNA. Yeah, the judge made an injunction. The judge is actually a woman. So she appointed one person at the court to monitor the process.
The DNA process.
The DNA process. And after the whole thing was done, my father-in-law and his lawyer raised their hands up to... I was not there, but it was what my lawyer told me. And they raised their hands up to tell the court that they have paid for the DNA since July. That they paid the same pathologist that did my husband's second autopsy. That they've paid him since July. And he will be the one to do Liam's DNA, a pathologist. So my lawyer raised an objection. And he told the court that he don't think that would be possible because they were not even sure if we are going to get the DNA done. So why would they tell us that they've paid in advance for things that they were not even sure of? And also, if we should accept something like that, like it is more like we are already working to an answer. And the judge also agreed with my lawyer that truly they should just look for a way to ask for a refund and get it done in another hospital, which they all agreed at the court.
Okay.
When it's now time for us to do the DNA. The same pathologist that the judge asked them not to use was who they said.
So I don't know about
a pathologist
do DNA tests.
Like I'm surprised too.
Okay, so that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't make sense, right?
So when you're ready, so the pathologist reached out. Okay.
No, not the pathologist, the lawyer.
Your father-in-law's lawyer. Reached out to you.
So to my lawyer, that is the same person that they want to use.
Even though the court has said
no, at UCH hospital, because that was the pathologist that did my husband's autopsy. So my lawyer tried to, to raise an objection again that the court already acted not to, but they insisted. Okay, then we said it's fine because we have nothing to hide.
Right.
So my lawyer also said we'll be using Lagoon Hospital.
Okay. So you will use the same pathologist?
No, they will be the one to use the pathologist since that is what they want.
Yeah, but at Lagoon Hospital?
No, like we want to use a different hospital.
Okay, you want to do two?
Yeah, two DNA tests.
So their own and an independent one?
Yeah, exactly.
Fine.
And they said no, that they do not want it.
But they don't want their own person.
They do not want Lagoon Hospital, that we should choose another hospital. Okay. So we chose another hospital. I think we chose two other hospitals. They said they do not have money for it. Their response was very slow. They seemed so uninterested. Do you understand? Well, me, I wanted to get this thing done. So I was just telling my lawyer to keep on texting them because I want it done. So they said, the second time, so they told my lawyer they don't have money for two hospitals. My lawyer with them heavy letter again. That, you know what? Don't worry. You can get it done anywhere you want. In fact, since you insisted on using a pathologist, it is fine. But just allow us to do our own personal one. And in fact, we'll be footing the bills ourselves. They did not respond to us. Because, they do not want any result that will counter their own results. They know what they want already. They know the results. They know the result that they want to tender to the court. So they do not want any result that will counter their results. So their response was very slow, like they were not responding to us. And while all of this is going on, it was still everywhere talking about the DNA, giving the public impression like, oh, nothing is being done behind closed doors. Do you understand? The people were constantly bullying me, myself, and Liam. And while all of this was happening, my lawyer just asked me to just calm down. That I would say my story when it is time. That I don't have to act the same way that he acted. And I said, okay, no problem. The last conversation we had was early December 2024.
So early December, after they had requested that
to do our own personal independent DNA.
They had said no.
No, they didn't just reply to us.
They went quiet.
Yes, they went quiet. They didn't respond to us because they know that they do not want any result that will counter their own results because they know what they want to bring. They know what they want to tender to the court. So they stopped replying us. So I think early January 2025, I saw an interview. We granted an interview with one guy called Mr. Leo Gaga. I don't know if you've seen the interview. Yeah, so he spoke about Liam's paternity. The guy was even trying to address Liam as his grandchild, but he told him to never call Liam his grandchild. Like he said so many thoughtful things too. And I got really angry that day. I had to call my lawyer. What are we doing? This man has resumed with this manipulative tactics again this year. That we need to put a stop to this. And what can we do? And he said, okay, so my lawyer said I was going to write them a letter and we'll be waiting for their response. So my lawyer sent them a letter to talk about the interview that I did. Like, why is he acting like a victim here? Like, now they are the one delaying us and they are still the one going out there to keep telling lies. Like, when with all of this stuff, like they are just acting as if they do not want peace of mind. Because now, like, why, like when do we get to this stage again? Let's just get things sorted and move to the next thing. So their lawyer started by saying they stopped working for him. So presently, stand still. And a few days ago, I think 4 days ago, his younger brother was on TikTok live because they had a TikTok conversation. Like, you know, a lot of people were dragging them because people have contributed a lot of money for them on this cause. People contributed like $26,000 on
to help the Mohbad's father.
Yes.
On what? To help him for what?
On justice for Mohbad. They contributed millions of naira in another bank just because of justice for Mohbad.
So as all of this is going on, people have been contributing to him. So
yes.
Emotions.
Yeah, coming in, exactly. Yeah, money has been coming in.
So whose brother? Your father-in-law's younger brother?
Yeah, I was on TikTok live with him. They were together on TikTok live a few days ago, and he spoke about the DNA. And he said, he actually spoke about the DNA. And because people have been asking them, like their supporters have been asking them, like, what is happening? Why is the DNA not done? Mr. Chud, guess what he said? He said they've got to realize that the DNA the court asked them to do will be done in Nigeria, and the results may not be accurate. That this thing sounds funny, but it is very, very painful. That they want to write a fresh application to the courts.
To do it abroad.
To do it abroad. You know, it is so clear that DNA tests are not even done in Nigeria. You know, all you have to do is just to get a reliable hospital, take the swab and send it out. And once the result is done, then send it back to Nigeria. You know, so that is the new narrative now. Okay. They want to submit a fresh application to the courts. And they want to get it done outside the country so that they can get an accurate result. And that is another tactics that they want to use in collecting money from their people. And in all of this, there is an innocent child involved in all of this. You know, that is more reason why I'm here, because I've got to realize that so far he's getting his monetary gain. He doesn't care.
What happens to his grandchild? And
this is my child. I cannot keep quiet anymore. They don't want to do this DNA. Because he knows so well that this is his grandchild. And he knows that once the DNA is done, that will be the end of the justice for Mohbad that he was seeking for. Not the one that the public are seeking for. Like, it will be the end of the justice for Mohbad that he wants, that he himself has been seeking for. The DNA is the end of it. And now, the new narrative that they've used to cajole their support, and now is they want to submit a fresh application when they know so well that this is a concluded case. Like, they cannot reopen it again. Like you don't get it. It is a family court. Like, this is a finished course already. There is nothing any judge, any lawyer want to do to it again, because they cannot reopen it again. But I don't know, maybe most of their supporters, I believe there should be a lawyer among them. And trust me, anything this man says, they tend to believe him. I don't even know how he gets it done. And now, the narrative now is that they don't want to get it done in Nigeria again. When it's so obvious that there's no DNA laboratory in Nigeria. And their people believe them. So now, we will be waiting for another 1 year and a half. Because, you know, the court process takes time. And that is what they will start telling their people.
So have they actually filed this claim application?
It is not possible, because it is like we are done with this case already.
So what's the way forward?
The way forward is they don't want to do it. That is the way forward now. The way forward for them is they don't want to do it, but they need to tell their people what they need to hear.
Yeah. Right. So let me understand this. So in summary, from the story you're saying, your father-in-law has been telling the public that you have been frustrating this effort to get the DNA.
DNA done,
But you are now confirming that no, you are ready for this DNA.
He cannot deny everything I just said.
And there are court documents to prove this. And he's the one.
He can never deny everything I just said here. He's been granted different. I think he has granted like over 10 interviews this year so far. And whenever the DNA conversation comes up, his response is always, "Oh, it is still in courts." Which is not true. It is not in court. The only thing the court is waiting for now is just for us to tender the results.
Yeah.
And they read it out to us. It is not in court. It has been done since last year. Like, it is a done deal. Like, there is no going back to it again. But the excuses that has been given the public and the interviewer is that it is still in courts.
Okay. A question for those of us who may be ignorant of this.
Okay.
Why can't you do the test without him?
The reason is because I've been called different names. He has called me a promiscuous woman. He has called me a cheating wife. I've been called different names. That people tend not to believe whatever I have to say anymore. Like, he has said so many things to my persons, and I feel like if I should get the DNA done without his consent, without him being present, that will cause another riot. That will cause another problem, because that is what you actually want me to just do one silly mistake, because he knows that I already caught him. I'm about to stop his means of surviving, and he knows that once. So now he just want to frustrate me to do things out of anger. So he want to frustrate me to go ahead and do the DNA. So once it is done, then he will start going out there that, oh, the result is fake, and people will believe him because he's been the only one talking. Do you understand?
I get that. But do you think even if it's done in a reputable hospital, people will still believe him? Because if according to you, he's trying to frustrate it. I don't think you like. Do you go online often and often?
No, I don't. My father-in-law is not a celebrity. He's everywhere.
So I don't understand what you're doing.
People like he's at least in a week. At least he do that in I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 or 3 times in a week. So people tend to listen to whatever he has to say because he has been the only one talking. Okay. Like the rest of the family has just been silent, because of the legacy of my husband. There is no way we would talk or say anything that my husband's name will not be attached to it.
Yeah.
Right now, as I'm here, I'll be addressed as Mohbad's wife or Mohbad's widow. So his name is attached to whatever. So the glory, is being attached. So I don't want his legacy to get ruined for me. So I'm very sure that is why the other family member has been quiet.
Yeah.
And
So what are you going to do? Because if I understand what you're saying that because of the way that he has mobilized public sympathy, anything you do now will be misinterpreted. So you're being careful.
Yeah.
But it seems like he lives, because what you're saying is he doesn't want to do this DNA.
He doesn't.
So it feels like you have no other. So what other choice do you have?
That is why I'm here. Like, I feel like there should be an organization protecting children in Nigeria, because I know that all of this thing happening to Liam can never happen abroad.
Now that he does it, so he's gone to TV stations.
Yeah.
He said this. So what happens next?
Okay, so myself and my lawyer will be going to the court to report this whole incident to the court, and to also get the permission from the court to get DNA done under their supervision.
Right. So the court will supervise this.
Yes.
So the lawyer is saying that you guys are going to the court to say, let's do this DNA.
Yeah, under your supervision.
Under your supervision. Right.
Yeah, and we might probably, we don't know, publish it online for people to see.
So you ask the court for permission to publish the DNA.
Yeah, so we can keep them updated on how
this is going.
The whole thing is going on, because I feel like my calmness will just make things worse. In 5 years, we'll be here till forever.
Yeah.
And no DNA will be done because it seems uninterested.
What do you think that your late husband would feel if he were allowed to witness all of this?
These thoughts alone is one thing that keeps me awake every night. If only the dead could see. Because the whole family knew how much my husband loved Liam. He has tattooed Liam's name even before seeing him. He sees Liam as Liam is literally like his source of happiness. Whoever is happy with Liam is literally happy with the person, no matter how much he hates you. Do you understand? The whole family knows that. So whenever most family wants to see his good side, they will just have to carry Liam. And the fact that all of them is done in his absence is, if only the dead could see, he would have cried 100 gallons of tears. I'm not going to lie to you, because he would never believe this would be coming from his father. Because his father is one person that he loved so much. He doesn't joke with his father. His father first before anything. okay, let me just say now that he has a child of his own, maybe Liam first, then his father. And everybody knows how much he doesn't joke with his father.
Yeah.
And so he would never believe his father would be the one to do this to his child. And few days before his demise, his father was with us, I think on Saturday. He carried his baby and put him on his lap. They took pictures together, like he knew he was going to die. They made different videos, took pictures on Liam's iPad. The pictures are still on his iPad. And my father-in-law, like even when I had my baby, at first, we never had the intention of having a baby. Like we just want to make money. You understand? My father-in-law would always come to us like, oh, you want us to have a child. Like he was the one that, wanted this thing. Left me and my husband, we just want to live our life because we were still young. I was 23 and he was 25 then.
Yeah.
So he would just come to us like, oh, you want us to have a baby? The Holy Spirit tells him something. Then those words were just a normal words to me, but now it has meaning. So then, like one day, he just came to us. I think it was around June last 2 years. I had Liam 2 years ago. So the last 3 years, 2022.
Right.
He came to us.
That's your father-in-law?
Yeah. He was my friend. Like, so he literally comes to the house every time. Like, he would come all the way from Ikowodu. He would make food for me. Like, he's my friend. He would come with food stuff, like different things. So he just came that day and my other was even sleeping. He woke him up from bed and said he had a dream that the Holy Spirit tells him that we would have a child and the child will be a boy. And the child will be so popular. Like, I know that after he gets to see this interview, he would reflect to those things that he said. That this child will be so popular and the child will be so rich, like even more richer than my husband. And he said when he grows older, that child will be the one to buy his own coffin when he dies. He didn't even mention my husband. My husband is the most successful child that he has. He didn't mention my husband. He said the child, I was not pregnant though. He said that child will be the one to buy, the child will be so rich, it will be so popular that my husband's fame is nothing to compare to the kind of fame and riches this child will bring to us. And it's like that word that he said, that child will be the one to buy his coffin when he grow up and dies. I think it was like a manifestation that is coming to an existence now because my husband is dead. And Liam is the only legacy he left behind. So Liam is Liam will stand as the mohbad when he grows older and dies. If only he could just go back to, I don't know what he was thinking when he said those things because he's doing something different entirely right now.
Seems that ever since Mohbad died, you have not even had time to grieve your husband.
I've not even wanted the death of my husband. Like, I've not even seek closure at all. It still feels like my husband is still alive because he's in Yaba morgue. He has not been buried.
He has not been buried?
Yeah, he has not been buried. He has not been buried. It's so sad. He has not been buried. And he's been in pieces twice. They literally did 2 autopsies. The government autopsy and the private autopsy my father-in-law did. And I can tell you for a fact that there is no genuine reason why he's still there. My father-in-law has no genuine reason. But he's been granting interviews saying, oh, the government do not want him to get justice. The government is this, the government is that. Like, he's been manipulating the public. Like, he has said so many things. People, I don't feel like there's anything that people would say, the people in public faces would believe again because a lot has been said. He's been getting interviewed saying the government have been the one delaying my husband's the inquest. Meanwhile, it was one of his supporters that the woman has been the woman is always on TikTok 247. Just all those American women. So the woman was so much interested in the case, and the woman later got to realize that my father-in-law was not being truthful to her. So she said she's interested in the case and she wants to have a personal lawyer to join the inquest. So the lawyer submitted an application to the coroner, to the magistrate courts, that he wants to join the inquest, and he also want the inquest to start from the beginning again. Like they want us to start all over again.
That'll be a third process.
So the lawyer and the judge and the court has been, there's been back and forth. That is why the inquest is on hold. But my father-in-law has been granting interview, manipulating the government.
So even your father-in-law is also part of the process as delaying the burial.
That is the funniest thing.
That the burial of his son is being delayed also because of all this drama the father-in-law is causing.
And he knows what to do to get things done. Like all he has to do is just talk to that woman, because they used to be friends before the issues. So all you have to do is just talk to that woman, so that the woman can, probably withdraw, or so they can just make an agreement, so that the court can open the coroner inquest. But he has refused to do the needful. Instead, he was always going on interviews, screaming the government's name.
But he's the one delaying the process.
Himself, him and his supporter.
Do you accept the results of the coroner inquest?
Man, that is another question. That is another thoughtful question, because I knew that there is a nurse involved in this case. He reacted to rejection. And since my husband, even the night my husband died, my father-in-law got to the house. The nurse even narrated everything that happened to him. In fact, my husband's manager wanted to get the nurse arrested that night, but he asked us to let her go. He does not have any business with her.
The father-in-law asked them to let the nurse go.
That we should let her go. That he doesn't have any business with her. And he even despite the begging that a lot of people begged him not to bury my husband, but he insisted I was going to bury him. In fact, even the day they wanted to bury my husband, they didn't inform. I got to know online.
You were not informed that you were going to bury your husband.
Mr. Chu, a whole lot has happened. Even the day my husband, even the day of his burial, they wanted to kidnap Liam from me at this time. Like my father-in-law and there is one woman. The one is like I don't know. I don't want to call it. The one is, but they have a relationship. They have a close relationship. In collecting Liam from me that day, because it got worse to the extent that we had to put Liam inside nylon to take him out of that space.
So you're saying this battle in the fighting started from the day?
The second day my husband died, up to this moment. And so the fact that the autopsy results came out inconclusive is one thing I don't it's hard to accept, because I knew so well that my husband actually had an injury from the fight he had with his friend.
Which friend?
His name is Prime Boy.
Okay.
And I also knew that he reacted to an injection. Because my husband was fine before the nurse came. Although he had an injury. In fact, the day he died, he had a podcast with one girl. What's the girl's name? Susan Pok. Pajok, yeah, I think, I don't know. He has a podcast. So for you to know, he was actually, and that was the day our son clocked 5 months. 12. I doubt 12 number is a weird number to me, because it's the day I'm celebrating my child's birthday, and I'm also mourning my husband. So I knew he reacted to an injection, and the fact that at the end of the autopsy it came out inconclusive just because of one mistake that my father-in-law made. The fact that he buried him. If he was not buried, it should have been another thing entirely. But because he was buried, so he said his body has already decomposed. So most of the tissues that they are supposed to remove from his body has rotten. And the fact that it came up inconclusive is one thing I don't even want to accept. Because you have to go up to see all of these things, and he would ask me questions, and the story would not be interesting if at the end of the day, there was no justice for his father.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that he was bullied, by his oppressors, that alone is another thing that is outside. Now, up to this moment, nothing was done to it.
Right.
You know, the fact that
you're talking about the whole normality.
yes, the fact that like the bullying part, the bullying part is part of the reason why the whole world came out for justice.
Yeah.
And up to this point, the police actually promised us that they are going to, they will be brought to book and all of that. But up to this point, nothing was done.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
So you agree that whole bullying is part of what led to the death?
You don't have to kill somebody with sword before killing them. I'm not going to lie to you. They cannot deny the fact that they made life so unbearable for my husband.
And my screw made life unbearable for your husband.
They cannot deny that fact. That one thing they cannot deny. A lot of people might be everywhere to support them in bashing me, so that I wouldn't talk the bullying aspects. But the few ones that are online cannot be erased. And Liam will go up to see all of those things. And I just pray that boy will not go up to be traumatized. Because imagine seeing group of people beating his father that way. It is traumatizing, because even me that is his wife, whenever thinks about those things, it really breaks me. I'm not gonna lie to you, but at this point I'm fighting for my life and the life of my child. So, and his father is not even his father has been on the Naramali side. He has been talking, he has been speaking for them. He has been trying to save them.
Why do you think he's doing that?
So who am I? I don't know. For any reason best known to him, I don't know. I really do not know. I really do not know. So
essentially, you're saying that the justice for Mohbad hasn't been gotten
up to this moment.
And the justice for Mohbad that your father-in-law is asking for is not the same justice for Mohbad that the public is asking.
It is not.
Yeah. And you're essentially fighting on two fronts.
Yeah.
You're fighting for justice for your husband.
Yeah.
Again, and then you're having the people who are supporting his oppressors, as we call them, attacking you.
Yeah.
And you're also being attacked by your father-in-law.
Father-in-law.
At the same time.
Yeah.
And your father-in-law seems to be supporting the people who you say oppressed.